Welcome back to the channel, Coach Lemmon. I've got a great chipping drill I've been teaching my students, and I think it's going to help you guys at home. Let's get started. I set up a chipping station, and it's just 25 yards long because we're going to be working on chip shots from 25 yards and in. I believe these are the chip shots you're going to have all day long in the golf course, and something that I feel like people aren't really dialing in these short yardages. So what I've done is I set up my balls right here, and then I've got a head cover, and I've used multiple things of towels. You can use whatever you want. I've got cones at home. I don't have them with me today. But every 5 yards, I've set something down. And so what I'm going to do is I start with the first shot, which is 5 yards. Very short chip shot, but how many times do you have this on the course? So what I'm doing, I'm using my 60-degree wedge. I suggest you use one club for this drill for the whole thing. So I set up to my normal chipping stance, and then I'm practicing how far back do I need to swing the club? How hard do I have to swing the club to get it to go just the 5 yards? So that was pretty good, a little long. So what I'll do is I'll sit here and I'm just dialing in how hard I have to hit this ball in order for it to only go 5 yards. That was a little chunky. Again, I've kind of got to bring it back to about here in just this little tiny chip shot. Boom, and that went about 4 yards. Let's try to get 5 in. Perfect. And the idea is I want to have my standard chip shot. This is just a chip shot that if I'm going into the green, this isn't a long running chip shot. This is just going in the air and kind of stopping. And I'm looking at, if I was on a green, I would have a 5-yard target. So this is like where I want the ball to land, not where I want it to end up. So again, just trying to feel this 5 yards. Look at the target, 5 yards. Boom, perfect. So I hit 5 of those, and then what I'll do is I'll move on to the next yardage, which is 10 yards. And so what I'll do to build on this first yardage, and we'll do this all the way through from 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25 yards, we're gonna go with my practice swing. I'm gonna be like, this is 5 yards, and then this is 10 yards. So that way I'm practicing the 5 yard to feel the difference between the 5 and the 10. So the 10, oh, that went about 9 yards, pretty good shot. So again, each time this tripping drill is going to build on each distance. So I'm like, okay, 5 yards is this, 10 yards is more like that. And so I'll hit 5 balls to each target. Again, feeling each shot. We got 5 yards, and we got 10 yards. Boom, perfect, right on the 10. So I'll go all the way down the line with this, and then once I've dialed this in, then I'll randomly pick numbers. I'll randomly hit shots. I'll be like, okay, let me hit something to 10 yards. Let me go 25 yards. Let me go back down to 5 yards. And the more you go back and forth with this, the easier it will be to dial in these numbers. And I'm telling you, 25 yards and in, this is a hot spot for practice, for yardages you guys should be working on, because we're gonna have these shots all day long on the course. But the great part about this drill is we're building on each yardage, and we're getting those all just kind of ingrained in our brain, the feels. So I'm going to the 15-yard spot at this point, but I'm gonna feel that 5 yard, 10 yard, and then 15's a little more than that. Pretty good shot. Came up a little short. But again, each ball I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna dial in each one like, okay, this is the 5, 10's a little more, 15's a little more than that. All right, didn't quite catch that one. So all the way down the line, and then when you're hitting, like, so I'm gonna be going to 25 yards right now. So I'll be feeling this is 5, this is 10, this is 15, this is 20, and then 25 is a pretty full swing. Just like that. The fun part about this is we're dialing these yardages, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 yards, and we're gonna understand every time we come up to a shot like this, what the feel is. If I got 5 yards to my landing spot, I'm like, okay, this is a 5-yard shot. A 10, a 15, 20, and a 25-yard shot in my bag. So at any point I have any of these yardages out on the course, I know exactly how the feel is and how hard I need to hit that. And ideally, I want you to have pretty much the same stance. Now, once we get past 25 yards, if we're doing something like 35, to 60 yards. We're going to probably be opening up the stance. My normal chipping stance, if I'm hitting my 60-degree wedge around the green from any of these yardages, I'll put the ball position slightly back on my feet. I'll turn, I'm going this way, I'm chipping this way. I've got my feet kind of angled that way, and I've got the ball back to make sure I'm getting good contact, and I'm taking a swing like that. So now I've got this dialed in. Okay, 5 yards. This is a 10-yard chip. As you go through this drill, the better you're going to get at knowing these yardages, and the better you're going to play, and the better your scores are going to go. Once you've dialed in these yardages, the 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 5-yard increments, then start doing half yardages. Like, okay, how far do I have to swing, or how hard do I have to swing to hit it about 12.5 yards? How hard do I have to swing to hit it to 22.5 yards? And kind of dial in your middle yardages. The more you do this, the more consistent your chipping is going to be around the green, the more up and downs you're going to have, and the lower scores you're going to have. Thanks for joining me, guys, on this chipping lesson. Hopefully this will improve your short game and lower your scores. Please like, subscribe, and comment below what you're working on in your game or what you'd like to see on an upcoming Lessons with Lemmon. All right. Well, I chunked that one, so that's always nice to get that on camera. But the great thing, oh my God, that's funny. Let's stop this.